People are familiar with the case of Emmett Till. Okay, shout out to people watching on YouTube. We're on our YouTube channel. This is Michael Imhotep, founder of the African History Network. We want to discuss a new development in the Emmett Till case. The Justice Department, the DOJ, Jefferson Beauregard Sessions III, is considering reopening the murder case of Emmett Till. All right. So when we look at the case of Emmett Till, he was killed August 24th, 1955 in Money, Mississippi. Here's some background information on Emmett Till. So he was a 14-year-old African-American boy from Chicago. Okay, and he was tortured and killed by two white men, Ron Bryant and J.W. Miller. All right. This is during the segregation era in Mississippi. Mississippi was horrific with segregation. Okay, so he goes down to Money, Mississippi to visit his 64-year-old great uncle, Mose Wright, and the family. All right. So before leaving home, his mother, Mamie Till, who's also known as Mamie Till Mosby, instructed Emmett Till to follow Southern customs and to mind his manners. Okay. But the Southern customs were the customs of segregation. Okay. You're going to have the colored only signs, things like this, but you have a lot of unwritten mores and norms and things like this, or abnorms, if you will. Now, growing up in the northern city of Chicago, Emmett Till was unaware of the legacy of lynching and the rigid social caste system in the South. Okay, so on August 24th, 1955, while he was at a local grocery store with his cousins, Emmett Till reportedly left the store whistling at the white female clerk. Her name was Carolyn Bryant. Okay. Carolyn Bryant, and she was the wife of Ron Bryant. They owned the store. Ron Bryant was 24, her 24-year-old husband at the time. All right. So these two men were armed and they kidnapped Emmett Till. They're going to end up slashing out one of his eyes. They beat him, torture him, and tie a 100-pound cotton gin fan around his neck with barbed wire. Okay. So Emmett Till, he's severely beaten. They shoot him in the head also and throw him into the Tallahatchie River. So two fishermen find Emmett Till's mutilated and unrecognizable body 3 days later. All right. Now, Mamie Till at the time, her name was Mamie Till Bradley. Okay. Later named Mamie Till Mosby. She remarries. Mamie Till Bradley immediately requested her son's bloated, mutilated body be returned to explaining why she wanted a open casket funeral. Mamie Till Bradley said, "I wanted the world to see what they did to my son," end quote. Had tens of thousands of people who lined up to view the body at the mortuary, and over 50,000 mourners attended the funeral services days later. Now, when you watch things like, watch documentaries like Eyes on the Prize, which is a fantastic documentary. I encourage everybody to watch Eyes on the Prize. If it comes on PBS, watch it. I ordered it from Amazon. I have the it's a 3 DVD set. Okay. And Emmett Till happened a few months before the Montgomery bus boycott. Montgomery bus boycott starts December 5th, 1955 in Montgomery, Alabama. But many people cite the killing of Emmett Till and the trial of Emmett Till and everything that surrounded that. Many people cite that as the beginning of the modern day civil rights movement. All right, so Emmett Till's murder symbolized for many African Americans the inherent racism and disparity of justice they continued to face in the aftermath of World War II. Now, because of the media and particularly the coverage by the African American press was crucial in covering this story. Because of the media and the coverage, and particularly the coverage by the African American press, the murder of Emmett Till gained national and international attention that prompted public discourse on segregation, racial violence, and social, political, and economic equality. In September of 1955, Mamie Till Bradley went to Mississippi for the trial, okay, of the two men who were accused of killing Emmett Till. Now, everybody knew they did it. Everybody knew they did it, okay? Mamie Till Bradley was under heavy protection from advisors and relatives. excuse me, a number of prominent outside observers attended the trial, as including Michigan Congressman Charles Diggs Jr. And he's in Eyes on the Prize talking about what happened there. All right. Now, Mamie Till Bradley and Mose Wright, who was Emmett Till's great uncle, testified in court, but they soon had to leave afterwards for fear for their lives. Now, the defense attorney for Roy Bryant and J.W. Millham, the two white men accused of killing Emmett Till, to discredit the powerful testimony of a grieving black mother, Mamie Till Bradley. The defense attorney said that Mamie Till Bradley took out an insurance policy on her son Emmett Till, and that she purposely sent him to Mississippi to be killed, and that the body that was found was not that of Emmett Till, but it was a cadaver that was planted by the NAACP. This is what the defense said. This is in 1955, an insurance policy on Emmett Till, sent him to Mississippi purposely to be killed so she can collect on the insurance policy, and that the body that was found was not that of Emmett Till, it was actually a cadaver that was planted by the NAACP. Now, historically, no jury in the state of Mississippi had ever convicted a white person for killing an African American person if the crime involved sexual aggressions towards a white woman. Okay? And keep in mind, see, with Emmett Till, he came from the North. He showed a picture to his friends and to his cousins of a white girl in Chicago who he said was his girlfriend. So one of them, I don't mean what you want to do, but at some point, brothers need to learn to leave happening. Okay? Now, I'm not justifying it happening. I'm not saying it's Emmett Till's fault. Emmett Till did not know any better. Okay? I'm not saying it's his fault. Okay? But at some point, and George Frazier, he's in Hidden Colors 3, and he's the author of Success Runs in Our Race. He has Frazier in that each year. George Frazier is very light. He said, brothers, he said, we have sisters in all different shades. You go from, midnight black, you got brown, you got coffee brown, you've got high yellow, you've got all different shades of sisters. He said there's no need to stray. He said you can get sisters in any shade you want. There's no need to stray. Okay, if you feel you need a light skinned one, they're light skinned ones. But I'm just saying, you do what you want to do. But okay, all right. So that's my PSA for the day. Then all right. So historically, no jury in the state of Mississippi had ever convicted a white person for killing an African American person if the crime involved sexual aggression towards a white woman. All right. Now, the all-white male jury deliberated for only 67 minutes. I encourage you, invest in Eyes on the Prize. Invest in Eyes on the Prize. You may find some clips on YouTube. They keep taking them down. Invest in Eyes on the Prize. If you watch that, and watch that with your children. Watch that with our children who say, oh, I don't want to learn anything about that history. Because even if you don't agree with the way they fought back then, you develop a respect for these people because they put their lives, literally, they put their lives on the line and the lives of their children on the line to fight for something better for future generations. So even if you don't agree with all the methods they use to fight things like this, you have to respect the people for the sacrifice that they made. All right, so the all-white male jury deliberated for only 67 minutes before acquitting the two men. Before acquitting the two men, okay? And when you watch Eyes on the Prize, all the white people in the court were cheering. All the white people in the court were cheering this decision. The other thing was the court was segregated. You had African Americans on one side, like the African American media. You had white people on the other side. So a lot of African Americans coming from the North, they hadn't seen anything like this before. It was blowing their minds. It was literally like going back in time. That's the other thing. Okay. So they're found not guilty. An all-white male jury deliberated for 67 minutes. Okay. Now, on the witness stand, Carolyn Bryant asserted that Emmett Till had grabbed her and verbally threatened her also. She said that while she was unable to utter the quote-unquote unprintable word he had used, as one of the defense lawyers put it, quote, he said he had done something with white women before. This is what Carolyn Bryant said on the witness stand, okay? Now, a version of her damning allegation was also made by the defendant's lawyers to reporters also, by the defendant's lawyers to reporters. The jury did not hear Carolyn Bryant's words because the judge had dismissed them from the courtroom. He had dismissed the jurors from the courtroom while she spoke, ruling that her testimony was not relevant to the actual murder. But the court spectators heard her, and her testimony was put on the record because the defense wanted her words as evidence in a possible appeal in the event that the defendants were convicted. Okay? Now that's from an article from January 26, 2017 from VanityFair.com. VanityFair.com. How author Timothy Tyson found the woman at the center of the Emmett Till case. We're going to come to that in just a minute. How author Timothy Tyson found the woman at the center of the Emmett Till case. Okay? We'll come to that in just a minute here. Okay? All right, so if you're just tuning in, you listen to the Michael Imhotep Show. We're broadcasting here on the Blog Talk Radio Network, our Blog Talk Radio channel, the African History Network Show, the African History Network Show. We're broadcasting on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, The African History Network. We're broadcasting on our YouTube channel, MJ Rob 1914. If you go to our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, it connects you to all those. It connects you to our YouTube channel, Facebook fan page. Breaking news story, Governor Bentley in Alabama, Mr. Bentley, who was embroiled in a sex scandal, he's expected to resign tonight. Governor Bentley. Now, I first found out about this story months ago on the Rachel Maddow show. I watch MSNBC about 6 to 10 hours a day. Governor Bentley. So check out that. Study that story down in Alabama. Governor Bentley in a sex scandal with one of his assistants. Okay. All right. So now with Emmett Till, okay, 4 months after the trial. All right. So the trial was in September 1955. 4 months after the trial, so it's about January of 1956, right? Roy Bryant, who was the husband of Carolyn Bryant, and J.W. Millam, they admitted to murdering Emmett Till in an interview for Look magazine, and the interview was done by William Bradford Huey. Okay, this was an article for Look magazine. After they were acquitted of killing Emmett Till, they admitted in the interview that they killed him, and they received about $4,000 for that interview. Okay, now $4,000. So I think that's I'm not sure if that's $4,000 a piece or $2,000 a piece, but whatever it is, that's a lot of money for an interview back in 1956. So many grassroots and local activists after this case saw the Emmett Till murder and the trial as a call to action that helped galvanize the modern day civil rights movement. And many people cite that as the beginning of the modern day civil rights movement. Okay, because this happened before the Montgomery bus boycott. Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat December 1st, 1955. Montgomery bus boycott started Monday morning, December 5th, 1955. So Emmett Till was buried September 6, 1955 at Burr Oak Cemetery in Alsip, Illinois. His mother continued to seek justice and educate the world of her son's murder and the proceedings of the trial until her death in 2003. So check out this article from blackpast.org, blackpast.org, Emmett Till, blackpast.org. Tory Tate said, I think the movie Get Out should be just as successful on DVD, if not more. Yeah, and then also, I think Hidden Figures may be out on DVD now. I have to get it, Hidden Figures, because I haven't, with Taraji P. Henson and Janelle Monáe and Octavia Spencer. I've been like really busy. I've been to the movies. Sunshine said, I'm light brown and single. Interest in the 1955 murder that catalyzed the 20th century civil. How J.W. Millam and Roy Bryant were arrested, and with the aid of the NAACP, the Mississippi Field Secretary, Medgar Evers, and other black activists, they worked to seek out witnesses in the case, and they helped the prosecution, and they helped produce compelling evidence. Okay, people really need to study the history of the NAACP. Yeah, there's some bad things and but you're going to have people like Medgar Evers. You're going to have people like Negroes who go Robert Williams, I think, who wrote Negroes with Guns. You're going to have some really progressive things that the NAACP does. And you could, I mean, people have to understand there was a time where you could lose your job if you were a member of the NAACP. Okay? So we really need to, the history of the NAACP is not all one-sided. Okay? And we really need to study people like Medgar Evers, who was a field secretary for the NAACP in Mississippi, and helping organize people to get the right to vote. So, so in the article, they talk about how on the witness stand, Carolyn Bryant asserted that Emmett Till grabbed her and verbally threatened her. And she said that while she was unable to utter the unprintable word he had used, he said he had done something with white women before. Okay? Well, in a new book, The Blood of Emmett Till, by author Timothy Tyson, he talks about an interview that he did with Carolyn Bryant, and she said part of her testimony was a flat-out lie. She said, quote, "That part's not true," end quote. That part's not true. She told Timothy Tyson about her claim that Emmett Till had made verbal and physical advances on her. Okay? It recently came out that she lied about that. Okay? Now, we know he did whistle at her and say, "Bye, baby," because his cousin, who was there and saw it, talked about that. Okay? Now, as for the rest of what happened that evening in the country store, she said she could not remember. Okay, according to Timothy Tyson. Carolyn Bryant is now 82 years old, and her current whereabouts have been kept secret by her family. And we know she's been married a couple times. It's Carolyn Bryant Dunham now, Dunham, Donham. Her ex-husband and brother-in-law are both dead now. But she also went on to say in the interview that nothing that boy did justified the way he was treated also. She also said that as well. Now, TheRoot.com has an article, "Woman who caused Emmett Till's death admits to lying." Woman who caused Emmett Till's death admits to lying. This is from January 27th, 2017. Okay? And Carolyn Bryant said nothing that boy did could ever justify what happened to him. Nothing that boy did could ever justify what happened to him. Okay, so all right, so check out those articles. So now, in late March, I heard that the family members of Emmett Till were going to meet with the Department of Justice. Okay, and they wanted to get the case of Emmett Till reopened. So March 28th, 2017 on MSNBC, Deborah Watts, who was a cousin of Emmett Till, talked about her meeting that they recently had with Attorney General Jeff Sessions, seeking justice for the death of Emmett Till and trying to get the case reopened. Okay? All right, so we're going to go to that clip in just a minute. Those on YouTube, we're going to start broadcasting on YouTube. You can join us on Facebook, our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, The African History Network. You can also call in and listen by phone, 914-338-1375. 914-338-1375 is the call-in number. Also, and visit our website, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com, AfricanHistoryNetwork.com. We have information there about our upcoming live international webinar, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. It starts Thursday, April 13th, 2017, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the information at our website. It's 4 consecutive weeks. It's a 8-hour course, 4 days, 4 consecutive Thursdays. Okay? All right. Peace on, we'll start broadcasting on Facebook. Okay? I mean on YouTube.